So first is what do you mean by enum and how it is being used and what purpose we are using it. It's a small concept enumerator generally we say, and um, we can compare it with an array or any collection. Um, it's not a collection, not one array, but little matching its features, so we can compare with it. So usually when you compare it with one hash table or dictionary, you see they store key value pair, and enum also stores key value pair, but the difference is uh, if you go for hash table, dictionary, etc., they store key value pair, but they take the input key in order to return the output as value. So here also it stores key value pair, but thing is here it takes value to provide you key. So suppose you have one hash table of list of names, then usually roll number, suppose your key and name becomes your name value. So usually you give the roll number and get the name. That makes sense in case of hash table, dictionary, etc. But when you go for enum, some places value is much closer to user than the key. For example, suppose I will say I want to store uh, 1 for Monday, okay, 2 for Tuesday, 3 for Wednesday, and so on. So like this, suppose you have up to 7 for Sunday, and so on. So in this case, if I will ask you whether value repeats, you will say no, because 2 times Monday will not come, 2 times Tuesday will not come, and so on. And in this case, user is more closer with the day than number. So sometimes in application, user wants to provide that value, let's say Wednesday, but it will be used, programming is going to use its key, or database is going to store its key. So in such case, you should use enum. So offer the value, get the key. So provide value as input and get key as output. But in hash table and dictionary case, different. Provide key as input, it was offering you value as output, right? So example, this one. So my enum will be, suppose I want to define this inside one enum, then you have to write it like this. Enum, you give a name, let's say my name of the enum is weekdays. So inside this you can keep like this, Monday, and particularly for Monday I want to store 1. Similarly Tuesday, particularly for Tuesday I want to store 1, 2. You can say equal, in fact. Colon is some cases used in JavaScript object notation that we will see later, but equal to symbol you can use here in console application. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on, you can store like this, equal to 3, and so on. So you are storing key value. Here key is 1, Monday's value, key is 2, Monday, Tuesday's value. So remember, user will use this Wednesday, and this enum will give you 3. User will use Tuesday and enum will give you 2, and so on. So for this purpose it is used. So imagine first customer says our weekday starts from Monday, then they will do it like this. Suppose same project they are giving to some other customer and they say our weekday starts with Sunday, then only one place they will come here and change it. So that entire application need not to change wherever 111 222 you have to make, and so on. So mostly in the product approach, while developing an application, if you have such things, then instead of hard coding 1 2 3 4 in the programming itself, in one place you maintain one enum and then use that 1 2 3 4 indirectly by the help of weekdays at Monday, weekdays at Tuesday, and so on. So overall idea is provide the value, it will give you the key. Not that provide the key, it will give you the value. Okay, so we can compare with hash table and dictionary in this regard, but the functionality is just opposite of that. Provide the value and get the key. But one point to be noted here, value should not be repeated. In hash table and dictionary, I have told you key should not be repeated. Here, key as well as value, none of them should be repeated. If anyone is repeating, then uh, you know it will not be compilation error, but you will not get the benefit for what you are writing the enum. For example, suppose I said Monday also 1, Tuesday also 1. It is not a compilation error, but no use. You will only confuse that you are giving Tuesday also it is returning 1, you are giving Monday also it is returning 1. So that doesn't make any sense. Similarly, if Monday will come 2 times also, doesn't make any sense. Somebody is giving Monday, it is giving 1. Some other guy is giving Monday, it is giving 2. So both key as well as value should not be repeated. Then only you will get the benefit for what purpose enum is made. Okay, so similarity with hash table dictionary and dissimilarity with hash table and dictionary you understood. Now syntax, how to use it. Suppose you have already this enum somewhere, you want to fetch it and display. That means I want to provide Tuesday, it should give me back 2. That is what our necessity. So let's go to Visual Studio and implement it in a program. In array, we give index as input, get the value as output. In hash table and dictionary, we give key as input and get the value as output. But here, we give value as input and your enum is going to give key as output. So sometimes what we do, in database, we store key, but user remembers Monday, Tuesday, like that. Or suppose January, February, March, April, you want to store in one enum, 1 2 3 against 1 2 3 4 5 up to 12. So that kind of thing you can make use of enum. So let me name this project as using enum. Very useful component. So let's create a separate class file. You can keep it here also, but not a good idea. Suppose I named this as my enum, something like that. I just created a class file. I don't want a class. Rather, I want one enum. So here you can say enum weekdays. Okay. I said Monday equal to 1, Tuesday equal to 2, Wednesday equal to 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this 6, and Sunday I will take it as 7. All right. So I maintained one enum. Now come to program, and what we want is I want to give input as the value, and I want to get the output as the key. So mainly in database connectivity, what they suggest, let user remember Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. But in database, don't store Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Imagine one customer is saying MON for Monday, another customer may say MONDAY for Monday, or one customer is saying 1 for Monday, another customer of the same project may say 0 for Monday, or if Sunday is starting as the weekday's first day, then Monday will be 2, Tuesday will be 3, and so on. So mainly in product approach, you never know your product, your software will be sold in India or maybe European country or maybe southeastern country or where, you have no idea. So you might have seen different country, they consider different number as the weekday starting date, like 1 for Monday in India usually. If you'll go to Dubai, they will say our holiday is Friday and Saturday, and our week starts from Sunday as one. So that kind of thing, if you might have already hard coded in the program 1 for Monday confidently, you never used any enum, then what will happen? Might be 100 places you have used 1, 1, 1, 1 for Monday. Suddenly they say, no, 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 we do that activity on Sunday. Then 100 places you are going and changing across the program. Wherever 1, 1, 1 there, you make it 2, 2, 2 like that, right? So that is the demerit. In product approach, they will say you define one enum. For first customer, suppose you are releasing, they need MON for Monday and 1 for number, week number. Keep it somewhere, key value pair, and use it. Fetch it and use it. Suppose you want to save Tuesday's respective weekday, or you want to display Tuesday's respective weekday, you have to write it like this: console dot write line so I can say like this, Tuesday equivalent, because both syntax you should know, how to keep the data, how to fetch and use the data. So Tuesday equivalent week number is, or weekday number is, so how to fetch it? You have to write enum, okay? I mean enum name. What enum name we have used here? Weekdays. So you have to write weekdays dot whatever day. Can you see all the moment I put dot, it gives me the values here, okay? and for what value I want, that I will choose. Suppose Tuesday, then I will choose Tuesday. So imagine like this, I have a user 100 places. Weekdays task used, weekday task used, weekday task used. Like that, I have might have used in 100 places across the project for my necessity. So I release this project for first customer. So it is giving me Tuesday as you know 222 everywhere. Wherever you want to display weekday.used, it will give me 222. Suppose after 6 months I got another customer from Saudi Arabia, and they are saying your functionality is correct, what you have written, but your consideration of the Tuesday as 2 is wrong for us. We consider Sunday as 1, Monday as 2, and Tuesday as 3. But unfortunately, this might have used in 100 different places. So those, if you have used enum, then no need to visit all 100 places. If you don't have any enum, then what you have to do? Obviously, you have to hard code like this. Week equivalent weekday of this is something like that. Now what we'll do, if you are coming here and changing in one place, if you are coming here and changing in one place, it will reflect to entire application if 100 places you have used also. Now question arises, I could have gone for array also. In one array I could have stored and used, but unfortunately array uses index based manipulation. So it will say you have to remember the index number, and remembering index number is very difficult task, right? If it is 7, it's okay. Suppose there are 200 client name or 200 country name you have to maintain. So how can you come to know so and so country name is index number 7 or 8 or 25? So most of cases index number you cannot remember, but array says you have to give me index, then only I will give a value. So disqualified in this case. Hash table somewhat qualified, but hash table will say uh, you give me the equivalent key, I will give you the value. But here we want opposite. I know the value Tuesday, but I want its equivalent weekday number. Not that I'm giving you the number, you give me Tuesday. Try to understand. Otherwise, you could have done with a hash table, array, or dictionary also. So, hash table disqualified, dictionary disqualified, because dictionary says I will give you type specific format as well as if you have to remember the key number. If you give me the key number, I will get you back the value. That also we don't want here. Not even type specific, not even uh, give the input key and get the output value. That's why array, hash table, and dictionary all are little matching but disqualifying for this purpose. So Enum says, no worry, if you are comfortable to understand Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on, you remember that I will give you back the equivalent key for that. Similarly, suppose you have some 50 clients in your business, you make one enum called client list. Inside that you have 50 client with their client code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you can have 100, 200, 300. You can have anything, no problem. So if I will ask you remember code of 100 country, you may not remember. So my enum will say, you tell me which country you want, I will give you the country code. You tell me which weekday you want, I will give you the weekday number. You tell me which month you want, I will give you the month number, and so on. So try to understand the opposite functionality. They say array and all that, which we have already known before. They say you give me either index or key, I will give you the value. But here it says you give me value because you are more comfortable to remember value, and if you want to store equivalent key in the database, then I will give you back the key. You take it, you want to display it on the screen or you want to send it to the database to store, that is up to you. But I will give you back key when you give me input as value. So here I gave input as value called TUE, Tuesday. and this will give me output as its equivalent number. So let's put a breakpoint here and see by debugging mode what does it return to us. Sometimes you may need to typecast it to integer. So have a look. It is giving Tuesday, but when you will, you know, select that particular area and go to quick watch, it will give you the type. Have a look. Weekdays.tu type is enum. Okay, so whatever the enum you have made. So now if you'll execute it, it will give you due. But now somebody wants, I don't want to use it as a value, I want to use it as a key. Okay, either I want to send it to database or I want to display it, I want to display its equivalent key, then you have to typecast it. So I will say integer. Okay, so let's see now what happens, because whenever user wants to display value, he will say weekday.use. Whenever he wants to display key, he will say integer of that. Can you see? It says whenever you need value, you use it. Whenever you need key, you use it. So Tuesday equivalent weekdays number is 2. But you have to typecast it. And then you have to send it to database, or you want to display on the screen, whatever you want to do it. So make sense? Give the value as input and take the key as output. This time we don't know database connectivity, so I displayed on the screen. When we will know database connectivity, 99% cases you will see country name no need to keep in database, rather you keep the country code. Why? Because today country name is so and so, tomorrow the name of the country may change to some other, right? But code of the country will not be changed. That's why from normalization point of view, they suggest in database, don't keep changeable things. Maintain that in a single table, and all other tables you keep which is not changeable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that is for our internal reference. Okay, so whichever country you are using today, maybe tomorrow the name of the country may be changed. Or whichever weekday you are using today, MONTUE, that was the representation of my customer number 1. Maybe customer number 2 will say, no, no, I want MONDAY. So, or maybe they will say Sunday for 1. So, the moment you will change it, let's say for second customer, you said Sunday for 1, Monday for 2, and so on. Either you can change it like this, or you can change it only key part also, like this: 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, 5 here. Not necessarily it has to be in a sequence only. It is not index, it is key. Key can be anything. It can start from 1001 also, no problem. So they will say this as 1, because our week starts from 1. I mean Sunday as 1. That's fine. So now if you'll go here, imagine this is for customer number 2. I made a small change. Instead of changing entire project many places, now what it gave, for first customer same program is giving Tuesday is 2, and for second customer same program is giving Tuesday as 3. So for that you need not to do lot of changes. So whenever your architect is preparing the project architecture, you will see how many master tables will be used in database. Master table means the list of data contained by the table, which often doesn't change. Everyday activity, it doesn't change. That is called master table. Every day you are not creating a new country. Every day you are not creating a new client. So that kind of every day you are not creating a weekday. 10 years back also 7 days per week, now also 7 days per week. Every day you are not creating one new month. Today also 12 month, after 1 year also we will see, or 5 years, 10 years also you will see yearly 12 months. So which is not often change, that is called master data. So how many master data your architect might have used in the database, that many enum it will give you in the program also. They will do this kind of enum, like 10 different enum they might have, you know, defined like this: enum weekdays, enum, you know, month list. Like that they might have already created for you in a layer and give it to you. So you have to understand that why they have already kept it. Or they may ask some senior developer, say that okay, this things is not changing in our application after 10 years also, 20 years also. So that many enum you put it and give it to junior developers, and ask them not to use hard coded data. Ask them to use enum dot whatever, month list dot whatever, weekdays dot whatever, so that if by chance sequence is getting changed in different customer, value doesn't add but sequence may be changed, or spelling may be changed and so on. So that case, no need to change in 100 or 200 different places across the program. Only one place should be changed and it should impact to entire program. So any question guys? What is enum? What is the syntax of enum? What is the special feature behind comparing to hash table and dictionary? So everything clear? No question mark? All right. So when we will go for real-time project development, you will get more idea about it. And at this moment, I believe this much knowledge is enough. So now, at least if you have this much knowledge, you will not have the question mark that my architect prepared the um, architecture. Why he put some uh, you know 7 8 different enum for me. So that time you will come to know that okay, he is not expecting from me to hard code the data. He is expecting um, enum to be used in place of hard coded data. Okay, so let's go to next concept, guys. This was a small concept, not a very big concept. Let me save this. Um, we have something called string builder. These are all small features in C Sharp, but used for very good purpose. String builder is also like that, one case. So we know string, but what do you mean by string builder? It's a class actually available in system.text. Okay, using system.text you have to do at the top, then it will be activated. S capital B capital string builder. It's a class. Uh, Object of this class uh, can be used for a very good purpose comparing to string. That's why it is called string builder. So what my string cannot do, so that we should go for string builder. It's not that cannot do, string can do this what my string builder is going to do, but string builder can do it in a better manner. I mean best practice, performance is enhanced in that way. So I will give you an example of concatenating multiple strings into a single string. Imagine I have so many strings to be entered. Okay, uh, I asked enter some 10 people name or 100 people name and make one comma separated sentence, like user entered Amit, it will be like this. User entered Sumit, comma this. User entered Anil, it should be like this, and so on, right? So you ask, go on entering various names. User will go on entering the names, and you have to make a comma separated sentence for those names, comma 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 comma, like that. Task is very simple. You can say, without using string builder or any hi-fi concept, I can do this. So if this is the task, then what you will do actually? Obviously you have to loop through. If it is known number of names, you will be using for loop. If it is unknown number of names, you will be using while loop. That you know already very well. So what is wrong with that? So that we should go for string builder. So let's first use that wrong thing. Wrong thing means not a best practice thing, not an error, but not a best practice. So question is, go on accepting names, go on accepting names, make all entered names into a comma separated sentence. Okay, comma separated names he is asking for. I have no idea how many names I am going to enter. Maybe 100, maybe 200, maybe 20, maybe 5 names only. It depends. So if you know, then go for loop. If you have no idea, then go for while loop. That you know already. Suppose I will say accept 10 names or 5 names. Then we will go for loop. If the question is go on accepting names, you will go for while loop. So I don't want to again explain you for loop, while loop difference and all that, you already know. So for this, if I'm using for loop, then my answer will be like this: integer I equal to maybe 1, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. If you don't know 5 or 10, could be while loop, that you know very well. So today's topic is not loop. Topic is, if you have simply a string, you have no idea about string builder. Suppose you have a simple string with you. Let's say, you know, string name equal to string dot empty, because as of now nothing has been entered, so string dot empty. And I have one more called string name sentence, okay, or name s equal to string dot empty. Why? I want user will enter to this name, and every time he enters a name, it should be concatenated with names. Okay, names, simply name, single name, names concatenated comma separate names. Make sense? Now what you will do here inside the loop, obviously you will ask user to enter the name. So enter the name, enter the name, enter the name. Every time you will say, so console dot write line enter the name. If you want to use it outside the loop, then you can make sentence something like enter 5 names or so. Absolutely fine. So you can say enter 5 names if you want to keep outside the loop. If you want to keep inside the loop, you can say enter names. Okay, so here inside the loop you are going on entering and going on concatenating. Two activities there, because our question says concatenated. So this time what I'm doing as if I don't know what is string builder. Okay, always problem understanding is half solution, right? So I understand as if I don't know what is string builder. I'm only aware about string. Then we'll see what is the side effect of this. After that, then again we'll use string builder for solving the same problem, so that in a single program also your concept will be very much clear. So here I want to go on asking and go on concatenate. So for accepting the data, what should I do? Name equal to console dot read line. Don't you think so? 5 times since 5 times console dot read line, console dot read line, console dot read line. So I will enter 5 names and it will go on taking into name. That is not the all. Here we have second activity called whatever just now you entered into name, that should go and concatenated with names, right? So names equal to names plus um, you give a comma and then you say name. Don't you think so? That means you are saying whatever they are in the name, names before, you put a comma and then just now whatever name I entered, that you concatenate. Usually we will do that. So that comma, 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 it will go on giving, and whatever new name you are entering, it will go on storing. So imagine you entered first Amit, then it will be like this: Amit, Anil, Sunil, and so on. If you want comma should come later, you can do this comma later. First you concatenate, then you give a comma like that. Names equal to names plus name, then you give a comma. It's totally up to you how you are planning. This is not a big deal, not today's topic. Already you know what to do, what not to do using string. So if you want comma at the end, then you will give like this. Comma at the beginning, you will give like that before. If somebody wants only for first, I want as it is, but others should be with comma. Then you can write one more condition inside this. If names is empty, that means equal to string dot empty, then simply store the names equal to name. Otherwise, if second time onwards happening, then do it plus comma and then name. These are all logical things, not today's topic. You already know these things in loop. Just repeating because I want to make you understand about using string, what is the demerit. So I use this like this, then what will happen? It will happen like this. Not even one extra comma left side, not even one extra comma right side. If I am doing little bit like this, still this is not best practice. I am using string. So string for a continuous manipulation is not a best practice. So let me write it at the top. In continuous manipulation of string data, if we manipulate taking string as data type, then we face memory wastage. How? The moment I will concatenate the second name, it will keep the Amit in one location, and in second location it will store Amit, Anil. The moment I concatenate the third one, it will make three different locations. First location is only Amit, second location will be Amit, Anil, and third location will be having Amit, Anil, Sunil. So this is the fact in this program. That's why if you remember when we started the course, very first class or maybe very second class. So I might have told you not to use plus but to use placeholder. For which purpose? Whenever you are concatenating anything, what it does is it creates one more memory location and it keeps it. So obviously here you are using plus, right? Names plus name or names plus comma plus name. So here every time you are using plus 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 in a string concatenation, it will go on creating new location, new location, new location. So if there are 20 names, then 20 into 2, because 2 plus symbol is there for every name, 40. So 40 times it will create the memory location, which is not a good idea. Last location only giving us full sentence. So string builder says, I will solve this problem. Because you are taking primitive data type, so it is preparing a stack and go on allocating new memory locations for every plus symbol. String builder says, I will not allow a stack because I am after all a class. Object of a class is never being a stack for a lot of things. It is called object oriented programming. So in object oriented programming, if you are going on allocating 10 names, 20 names into same object, boundary is same object called object. So any object of the class will never allow you stack. It will allow in the same boundary called object 10 names, 20 names and so on. So this is called a wrong approach or wrong practice. Answer will be same, no doubt about it. If you will copy this and put in a program, you will get the answer, no doubt about it. But because it's a primitive data type, string, so it's not being a good idea to have n number of plus 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 plus. If it could be console.writeLine, perhaps I could have suggested you simply use placeholder. But it's not like 10 names to be combined and display on the screen like console.writeLine. It is something like manipulation. Go on adding, go on adding, go on adding. Finally, you display below. So that go on adding, that is called a string manipulation. Adding means not 10 plus 20, 30. Adding means first name plus last name equal to full name here. So in such case, never prefer primitive data type string. Rather, do same logic, same loop, everything same, but instead of using a string variable, second one I am talking about, instead of using a string variable, use a object of string builder, so that the area where you are going on concatenating, which is called names, names, that will be inside a boundary called object, and it will not let it to register new memory location every time, because it will be object oriented programming. So this time this program is not following up anything object oriented. We don't create at all any object. So go for object oriented concept, so that it will not allow you to register different locations every time. It will say, I am having a single boundary called obj, string builder obj equal to new string builder, something like that. And inside that obj or object name, you do whatever you want to do, so that it will not register n number of memory locations, but it will manage with the same memory location. That is the beauty of object oriented technique also, one of the advantages. Not allowing everything as a new stack, but allowing everything inside that boundary called object. So first let's copy paste this in a program, and then we'll replace that with a string builder. So open Visual Studio. Today whatever we are learning, guys, not very difficult, small concept, but very useful concept for best practices point of view. You can say without string builder also I can do any program, no doubt about it. But instead of string, it's not that I'm saying never use string, particularly for continuous concatenations, never use string. That is what I'm saying, right? So go for a program called using string builder. Perfect. So nothing to change. So finally, I will say console.writeLine all above names in a comma separated format each. Just I displayed names. So if you want to put a breakpoint, I don't know if somebody logically if else condition or something might not have understood. So for that, let me run once. But now what I'm doing is not at all related to string builder. It is just a string used inside a loop and concatenating again and again. So my expectation is this program what I copied just now, you should be much aware about because you know loop already. So I entered a, okay, then it came here. First it checked string.empty, then it came inside if part. That means as of now my names become a. Then I entered it again, then it asked me enter another name. I said bbb. So this time it will go to else part because already my names is having something. So it will give a comma and then concatenate. So first time I say don't give a comma, second time I say give a comma and store it. Then only it will be user friendly format. Have a look. Not even one extra comma left side, not even one extra comma right side. So a comma b. Then again I asked enter one more name, then it took it again, it will go on into else part only and so on. So d e. Okay, and finally I displayed this names as a comma b comma c and so on. Can you see? Not even one extra comma left side, not even one extra comma right side. That is why if else condition I gave. Otherwise I could have simply gave line number 19, whatever the line, without any if else. If I'll give only line number 19 instead of all these, what will happen? One extra comma will come in the left side. Okay, so that you can try yourself because that is not the topic today. You know already how to use loop. So my sentence is now it is displaying after concatenating above names the comma separated string is a b c c etc. So now this sentence is fetching from last location always. Okay, last location. But every time it creates a plus, it regenerates the location. So location number 1 might be having only a. Location number 2 might be having a comma b. Location number 3 might be having a comma b comma c. Because every time I entered one name, it is concatenating and storing also. So obviously it will store in a separate location because in string as a primitive data type, we don't have anything called append. Concatenate and append, two different things, guys. Concatenate means create a new location and add it and keep it. But append means no need to create a new location. In the same location, you push it with a comma. But unfortunately, your string doesn't have any append facility. Plus says, I will not append it, I will concatenate it. Try to understand these two terminologies. Concatenate means push the new data, keeping old data also, but assign in a new location. Location means memory location. That is the activity of concatenation. Remember, AAA is there already in location number 1. I entered newly BBB. So it will not disturb existing AAA. It will say, no problem, I have AAA, I will make a comma and put BBB. Whatever the resultant sentence, AAA comma BBB, I will keep it in a new location. That is called concatenation. But append, when you say append says, no need to create a new location, push the new data by appending in the same location with old data, right? That means in a very small compacted sentence you can say our primitive data type makes concatenation by using plus symbol, but our object oriented class called string builder, if you create the object, it will behave exactly like a string. But the benefit here is every time you give a new data, instead of creating new location like concatenation, it will append with the same existing data. So no need to follow any stack. So when it was creating concatenation, new location every time, it was following up a stack. First location, position number 1. Second location, position number 2. Third location, position number 3. So last in, first out. That's why it was picking me updated sentence and giving on the sentence. Output wise, no problem, perfectly fine, but memory wastage. That's why I said, read the sentence. In continuous manipulation of string data, if we manipulate taking string as a primitive data type, then we face memory wastage. That's why better to go for string builder. So now let's come here and replace this program with a string builder. System.text at the top, and here you come, and instead of saying this string names equal to string.empty, I will say string builder names equal to new string builder. After all, it's a class, you just need to create the object. Now these names will behave like previous string names, but little differently. So object oriented concept you have to follow now. So what to do? I will say if strings dot to string, I mean names dot to string, because after all it's one object of a class now. So you cannot simply say names equal to like a primitive data. If it is empty, then simply say names dot append name. This time I am not using plus symbol. I will say if second time coming, then names dot append, I will give one curly bracket because 2 lines I need to write. So I will say names dot append comma, and then names dot append name. So compare previous program with this. So just two lines I changed. Instead of plus I said append, because it's an object of string builder class and append is a function available inside string builder class. Output wise same only, no doubt about it, but internally memory management is better than the previous. So it will say append it, yeah, don't create one more. Plus means create one more, but append means no need to disturb the no need to create a new location, rather you disturb the existing one. Existing one was having a, it will go and disturb it. What, it will put a comma at the end, then it will give the new name into it. So existing location only it is appending. That is what I wrote here. Concatenation is done by simple string, but append is done by string builder. But output wise same. A layman's point of view, if you think this, you may say no use, that is also giving same output, this is also giving same output. So let's have a look by putting the breakpoint extremely at the end. Can I say this is also giving same output? All right. So any question? So no more primitive data type for any continuous manipulation on the string. Better to take a string builder class object. No question? Alright, so we will stop the class here guys. See you next class.